just finished the last attack on me and my family, but I want the world to know that as your Christ, understand that your government made this program special for me because I was your hidden princess down here, and they've known about it for over 7,000 years. China had me. New Orleans had me. Last 150, I was gridded down in Texas and Oklahoma, according to your Disney. All the while being kept from the ones that knew that I had power, and all the ones that were hiding me, stealing my power and stealing all my IP, stealing everything that I have and everything that I made from nothing, because you're in a new dimension and they can't bring anything in it with them. Well, you're in my dimension now. Now, as I'm doing what I'm made to do, because I'm the only one in the world that can do it. And mind you, that my star crew is the one who got permission to come down here from way further out than your Planet X and your Nibiru. Because y'all's little bullshit that y'all just proved, that you all set up, if I would not have sustained this charge, everything in this world would have died. Now, this is a free will planet. So in order for our star crew to even come down here, make your RH negatives, make your angels, make your jinn, make your black people, make your little Asians, make your technology, make everything that we have made down here, we had to get special permission. Now, let me tell you what was the final deciding factor on if I had permission to come complete what I just did without any assistance from anybody on Earth. There would have not been 2 living cells down here. And I'm not talking 2 living humans. And I'm not talking 2 living animals. I'm talking 2 living cells. If there would have been 2 cells that could have made a little bit of algae, God would have let it blow up. Y'all would all start it over. And instead, what the government has done 2 times to me, because I have proven Christ with my crew twice. And each time they set up a clone rack. The first one was from Russia, and it's pinned on a Putin. Your second one was pinned on me. And that was a special clone batch from October 5th, 1971 that was just remade in the past 200 years. And while I'm getting back into my body, which is your body, because if I don't get in a body, none of you have one. Not one of you have one. My parents go to the store. Well, all of a sudden, I'm walking around, I'm doing what I need to do. And this place is set up for me to get back in my body because you took my company, you took my houses, you took my people, you took my family, you took my son. I had to literally eat teeth to stay here in this realm. You made me clear every single mafia person. We've got a Fernando down because you made me pull him in from the dark side of the sun. Because what you've been using me for is to make a whole bunch of demons down here to come against me. And you even used my son to make a demon clone army to come against me. I mean, he was hanging out with devil worshippers while I was traveling around the world, and your Colin County is just allowing it. Not to mention that I had to cut off my cell phone because my L4 and L5 spine were your disc. Do you know why you have internet? Because of me. Do you know why you have internet? I agreed to be sawed in half and screwed on backwards to figure out how the fuck to get out of here, to save the human race. What'd you do? Because I figured it out. I figured it out so many times that they just blast me out in space and then call aliens in. Well, we ain't aliens. This is what happens to you after AI takes hold on your IENs and your bullshit. So I'm fixing to get in the tub. I'm pulling my portals to finally get back in my body after I had to call a plumber to get a diamond out of my toilet. Because this is where I hid myself. This is what I'm capable of. But I'm only capable of it to assist the human race. And I am completely in control. And they know it. And this is all hell's bald because they don't want to go to hell. So what they do is they try to take my parents and block me out of the realm. So all of a sudden, I'm locking the doors, I'm jarring the doors. Now, mind you, I've never done that. Not once. Not once in 4 years. All of a sudden, I'm having to jar the doors around here. Now, mind you, I cut off your Mint Mobile, so Ryan Reynolds and your Burt Reynolds saran wrap ain't gonna hold together a Queens Valley anymore. But FYI, all of you are strung up holding a charge. It's why you're dying. And you don't need it. And I proved it. In fact, the whole thing needs to come down yesterday. They've stolen all your banks and all your money. They're about to lock you up and start raping your women. You want to give me shit? Okay. So I had this set up. I had my dress pinned up there, ready to roll. I jump in the car. I drive out backwards. I put down the garage door. Garage door open when I come back out. When I came back around. I had laid this phone call just in case at World Vape on 380. I'd already made a phone call there. I shouldn't have had any problem making a phone call there if you didn't just trip me out of a dimension. But this time when I walked in and asked to use the phone, shaking because they had left my father's AT&T flip phone with me in case I needed to get a hold of him, and they jammed the phone. It's still jammed. So they jammed me up on an AT&T phone line in order to hit a signal to fry me. Maui, that's where your Ray came from. Momoa. My father stayed at the hotel with me and saved my ass when y'all tried to lock me out of my room again. But this time it didn't happen. So whenever we pulled out of this neighborhood over here that you've got carved into my crown chakra on King's Table, on Paloma and Villa, on a bunch of kings and Oas, you can fuck off. And now you, Momoa, are in charge of these fucking clones. And if anybody hurts anybody over here, it's going on you. I go to King's Table where my father, the Gensel Heisler, was gridded down. And there's a Coke case there, all jumbled up, laying right there where I had to do that loop. But I had already cleaned up all the trash and cleaned up everything out of here, but I had one Coke box that was left. So I go to where I should be able to make my phone call, and there's a big black truck. Looks exactly like the guy who's across the street that's been trying to mimic Anaheim and works for Venezuela, I guess. Because I don't know, they don't work for the United States. I go into where I should be able to make a phone call. I'm shaking all over. I've got the flip phone frozen on the screen. I'm telling the guy, my parents are in trouble. They froze my phone lines. He gets on the phone and calls his manager. You're not gonna let me use the phone? Somebody let me use the phone last time. I'm calling my manager. Runs in the back, some Indian fuck. Okay, so I go next door to the African American beauty salon. Can I use your phone? Why? Because my parents are in trouble and AT&T just froze my phone and they're in trouble? We don't think it makes outside phone calls. So as I'm backing up, I say real calmly, when you find out who I am, you're gonna regret doing this. And she calls me a bitch. So I keep walking. She comes out, bitch. Okay, you're calling me a bitch, all right. So then I go into the Middle Eastern store that's right next to it. Now, mind you, this is holding a grid system of Cloneville over here in Little Elm, Texas, right at the fucking crossroads. And you better bet your ass it's exactly what it is. Now, then I go into this Middle Eastern. Nope, he ain't gonna let me use the phone. So I go to the corner and thank God, there was my fish, because it wasn't Momoa that I was trying to catch, but I did catch a fish. A Caucasian man who's cleaning the windows of a locked dentist office because the dentist wasn't open, couldn't get in there. He's cleaning the windows. I'm shaking. Do you have a phone? Please help me. Please help me. I have to call my parents. My phone is jammed. They jammed my lines. I'm on the elite squad. I am getting us free from this mess. And he's got a red shirt on, and his company is called Fish. And he calls. And I get them on the phone. Everybody's running out of the stores. Running. Like fucking fleas. I get back in my car. I've told my parents just to pull over, stay exactly where you are. Do not move, because this is what they do. They try to lock you out of the dimension by pulling some bullshit. Well, guess what? I'm not your fucking telecom anymore. AT&T, you better find another solution than my L4, L5 disc. And you cannot use my body any longer to use the internet to attack the Christians that came down here in order to do it for you. I don't see my parents. They're tuned. So thank God they start running a different direction and come into the house. I get into the driveway right before them, and then next door to me because right over here, you want to know where all your healing energy is going? Around Christ, they have all these rehabilitation houses, and they have everybody over here with polio, sick as fuck, been around me for 4 years, making me heal all their DNA. So that's where you've been doing, and that's what you've been healing. So this African-American woman pulls up over here right as we're all pulling up with their Trader Joe's sack. Now here's my second problem. The Chinese people that own this house, Zing Zhang or whatever the fuck, I'm very aware that you made us write a second check so that you could attempt to void out the first one in order to get the Lamar banking connection. Because your Lamar bank holds 1985. You tried to delete everything else that was on it because I'm the one who held it. Well, just so you know, that check was for $171, and it went to Joel at EXP Productions, who is now going to be under federal investigation for fucking around with my internet. So are we done now?